Welcome to the Starchild podcast, episode 1, where I'm talking about my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. This one is Ennio Morricone, which is featured in Kill Bill 1 and 2 by Quentin Tarantino, who is now debuting his 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, at the Cannes Film Festival. I have my Cannes Film Festival hat right here. Fortunately, it doesn't fit me. But again, this is one of my absolute favorites, Ennio Morricone's El Arena. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He's an Italian composer. He's been in many Italian spaghetti western soundtracks, and it's, again, just one of my absolute favorites. I'm going to be uploading weekly videos on a variety of subjects. Many near to my heart, because I only want to talk about things that I know and love. I hope Quentin Tarantino keeps making movies even after his 10th film. I know this is his 9th, and he's talked about retiring after his 10th for many years now. But when you're creative, you can't shake that bug. You can't shake the creative bug. So it's hard for me to think that he's going to retire after his 10th film. He might take a hiatus, but most do come back. But I'm very excited to see his 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think he's going to definitely deliver. This one I especially love just because it's just constantly building and building, and it's just very inspirational. And Ennio Morricone's making music to this day, in fact. After all these years. This is from the scene when Beatrice Kiddo in Kill Bill is crawling out of her coffin like a zombie, essentially, and then walks across the street to the diner, asks for a glass of water. I just thought that was absolutely brilliant. And the music with that scene just fuses so well that they're both telling the same story visually and musically. Okay, so that does that one. Let's go to, what do I have next? Another one from Quentin Tarantino. This is when Beatrice Kiddo is walking through the desert after she crawls out of that coffin, so she's still covered in all that dirt. This is from the film La Route. The Route to Selena. I personally have not seen it, but I thought I would shout out that movie since that's where this originally comes from. Another one that builds and builds, just like many Quentin Tarantino's films do. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, climax, Act 3. When a director can fuse a great musical score and great visuals together, that just makes for such great movie making, which Quentin Tarantino does over and over again. But the music and the visuals have to be speaking the same language. without even watching the movie, I feel like I'm watching someone walk through the desert under the beating sun. So that's what I mean by speaking the same language. The music and the visuals have to speak the same language. That's why many people love raves, because the visuals are just so amazing and the music is just so loud and makes you want to dance. That's why that works. And the person that made this is Christopher, is the artist's name, I believe. Ends with an E. Those singers are fantastic. And if I remember right, it kind of has like a distorted ending to it, which I thought was pretty experimental and pretty cool. Bunch of horns gather. And in the movie, this is her journey music through the desert to Bud's trailer, who's already dead at that time. Alright, and that artist's name is Christopher. Or Christoph. My apologies. Next is a live performance by, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, but this is the artist who does that, what is it? Is it a pan flute? I'm not sure what kind of instrument it is, but it's some kind of flute of some kind, and he does, well, let's just watch. This is also in Kill Bill. We need more people like this guy. More pan flute players. So if you're out there thinking about playing pan flute, please pick it up. Absolutely beautiful. Here, let me turn that up. George Zamfir, Andre Rieu. Forgive me if I pronounced those wrong, but bravo. That must just feel absolutely amazing to play in front of all those people. Bringing them to tears, my goodness. I love outside venues too. Outside amphitheaters, outside any venue is preferable. Even though acoustics, not so much, just the ambiance to me is better, even though there are absolutely gorgeous theaters. Now I know for a fact this is not Japanese music, so it's interesting that different cultures can also have musically similar sounding elements. Because it certainly does sound Asian. Also South American. Approves. I approve. Zamfir. Absolutely amazing. And the movie was better off for it, absolutely. Alright, next we have a different kind of music. Also in Kill Bill, this is the last of the Kill Bill songs. I only wanted to do Kill Bill for Tarantino because I think he represents... he's a great example of what it takes to be a director and what it takes to make a scene work musically and visually. And so he ties those two elements together really nicely. This one is when Hattori Hanzo is presenting Beatrice Kiddo with her sword in Kill Bill. Or no, sorry. This is when she's looking at the two racks or the three racks of Hattori Hanzo swords already completed. He has kept them in his attic after he has taken the vow to never craft weapons of war ever again, but he breaks this oath by making a sword for Beatrix Kiddo. But this is... Sorry about that. I was just thinking if this was the right one or not. Yes. This is from the film All About Lily Chow Chow. Artist Sal Yu. Name of the song Kaifuku Suru Kizu. Kind of like ambient sound with very pretty vocals. Tarantino kind of uses the song as like a lullaby for all of those Hattori Hanzo swords, which I think is just absolutely beautiful. Just makes me feel very calm and at peace. The tempo of it and everything. And that does it for the Quentin Tarantino songs of Kill Bill. Now for my absolutely favorite film of all time, Federico Fellini's 8.5, where the soundtrack was done by Nino Rota, who also is an Italian composer, and he also did the Godfather movies. Sorry, I'm still wearing this hat. And now this is the trailer for 8.5. It isn't any one particular song, but this trailer definitely gives you a sense of the sound of the film, which is chaotic, almost circus-like, because it's about the life of a film director who gets writer's block during the making of a movie and just lives a very what I see as a very stressful existence. So here we go. This is the trailer for Federico Fellini's 8.5, my personal favorite film. Okay.
Mi sembrava di avere le idee così chiare. Volevo fare un film onesto, senza bugie di nessun genere. Un film che potesse essere utile un po' a tutti, che aiutasse a seppellire per sempre tutto quello che di morto ci portiamo dentro. A che punto avrò sbagliato strada?
Guido, il bravo Guido, che stai preparando? Qualcosa di bello?
Guido, Guido, dove corri, disgraziato?
Guido, vuoi
Mastrione. Absolutely brilliant. He's almost like the Italian Peter Sellers. That's it.
Guido.
Just kind of awkward, satirical.
Perché insomma mi creda, io andare avanti così non ce la faccio più. Questo è un manicomio.
Very complex, yes. Very complex. Beautiful black and white, beautiful score, beautiful cinematography. Checks all the boxes for me. Wildly entertaining, and has some of the best dream sequences as well, if you're into those. But you could tell by that soundtrack, very chaotic, almost circus-like. So that was Nino Rota, that Italian film composer. So we're gonna fast forward. All of those songs were from like the 60s and 70s, I believe. So now we're fast forwarding. Oh wait, no. Sorry, this is okay. So this is, what is this? My apologies. Unforgettable. That's right. Okay. All right, so yes, this is the intro to Watchmen, Zack Snyder's Watchmen, which again I think just marries visuals and a musical score so well. This is actually where the comedian gets killed by Ozymandias, and it's set to a song which I think is very fitting.
Just a matter of time, I suppose.
So it's very Matrix-like choreography.
It's a joke. It's all a joke. Forgive me.
And forevermore, that's how you stay.
Head to the black marble.
Why, darling, it's incredible.
Then it gets Mace Windude out the window. Well, that's not the point. The point is that the song is amazing and the visuals are amazing. And together, they make an amazing scene. That's what it's all about. So many shows and movies fail to do that, though. It's all about marrying the music and the sounds with the visuals. This is another one in Watchmen. This is by Philip Glass, who is an American composer. He's done many modern films. He's kind of like a modern classical composer. And here we go. This is the Watchmen theme that I remember watching in the Watchmen trailer when it first came out. Great organ. Then I want to fast forward to the part where they're burying the comedian, I believe it is. There we go. This is what I call heart racing. And those heart racing scenes are some of the very best cinema. Reminds me of the modern composer Howard Shore, who did the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Just very grandiose choirs. Very beautiful and very melancholy. Okay, last but not least, one of my absolute favorites, one of my heroes, who needs no introduction. Let's just get to it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Starchild, this is my podcast, and I hope you tune in next week for part 2 of my soundtrack series. This is V for Vendetta, Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture.
That music.
Yes. His music.
Sorry, don't mean to blow your speakers, people. All my links are in the description. Please tune in next week for part 2 of my soundtrack series. I'm Starchild. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful life. Thank you.